Hello everyone. Welcome to Flosstube Friday. This is Monica and I'm coming to you from Monica's Stitching Studio. Thank you for joining me today and thank you for coming back. I really appreciate all the nice words and comments that you all left on my video last week. I was a nervous wreck and I could even tell that I was shaking. I'm better this week. I think it's going to get a little easier each week, but you all had such sweet things to say, and I really appreciate that. I think I've also got my halo situation figured out. I went and got a bar stool, and I'm sitting up a little higher, so got that covered up. So, what's been going on? What have you guys been doing? The last week has been pretty... not very busy for us. Got my hair cut, had an eye doctor's appointment. I've done a lot of stitching. Last week when I was making the video, I was starting to not feel well and I didn't really know what it was. And then the next day I had some kind of a virus and I slept the entire day. That is why I didn't get the video uploaded until Saturday night, even though I filmed it on Friday. Some stinking virus that really had me down. I was feeling terrible, but the good news is it only lasted for maybe 24 to 48 hours. By Sunday evening, I was feeling much better and back to stitching. But the bad news is I didn't get my husband's help over the weekend while he was home doing the framing on my Winter in the Country series. I need to stop shaking the table. He is usually too tired during the week to help me, and he's a carpenter, so I trust him to help me. He's already cut the mat boards for the series, but he's gonna help me do the framing. So that'll be this weekend. I don't have the final product frame, but I do have one of the pieces put in the frame, so you can see what it looks like in the frame, and you can see the frames in general. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. First off, I just want to mention something that I forgot last week when I was telling you about my family, my husband and my kids, and my dogs and my cat. I completely forgot, and I don't know how, the lights of my life. I forgot to mention my two granddaughters. I'm a grandmother of two. Hazel is 6 and Kaya is 4, and they are the joy of my life. You can probably see some pictures of them on my Instagram if you scroll back. And maybe one day Hazel might join me on a video because she's fun. She likes doing little TikTok videos, so I think it would be easy to get her to join me here just to say hi or whatever, but she's a sweetie. Anyway, forgot to mention them and wanted to make sure I got that in this video. Okay, so what are we going to talk about first? I think I'm going to do finishes first. I got the February portion of my stitch along done, and it is adorable. And here it is. January and February. I am stitching mine on 32 count light khaki by Weeks Dye Works. Each monthly block will be 47 by 59. There'll be 3 across and 4 down. And I'm still designing the large border that's going to go around the entire finished piece. That will be available at no charge in my Facebook group under files. And I also will make a post whenever that is available. But these are just turning out so cute. I've already seen one person start it. My friend Michelle has already posted her start online. Love your enthusiasm, Michelle. I'm the same way. I absolutely love stitching these, so it was really fun. The next one's really cute too. I have March designed and just love the colors of it, and the design in general is really cute, so stay tuned. So that is my monthly moments. The hashtag is monthly moments Sal. And you can add that on Facebook or Instagram. I think it works both places. All right, one more finish I had. I showed you the part 4 in my Winter in the Country series. And here it is all finished. It's just stuck in the frame. My husband did cut my foam core for me already, and I've just got it on there, but we don't have it pinned or stretched or anything. But, so cute. And like I said last week, these fit. This is a matte, and I'm going to paint these also, maybe like just age it a little bit. And maybe like a linen color, but I'm hoping that it will offset this piece a lot better. But I did have someone comment that this would look better on blue fabric, and I agree. I actually started it on blue fabric, and then I thought that maybe it wouldn't be as cohesive with the other 3 parts, because I am going to display them all together. Because when I designed these, when they're displayed all together, it makes one big image, one big photo. Some people call it a quadriptych. I don't know if that's right for this series or not, but when you put all 4 together, it makes one, like each individual piece is a finish, but all 4 together make one big image as well. And that's how I'm going to display them. That's why I was so thrilled to find this 4-pack of frames that were the exact right size. And you can get the finish in white, gray. I think they have different colors of wood, but this is definitely what I like. And it's like a rustic wood finish. But this one's Snowman Trio, and it is in my Etsy shop. The verse again, in winter's hush, the country sings of simple joys and gentler things. So cute. Okay, so that's my other finish for the week. That's the 2 I have, 2 finishes I have for this week. I'll go ahead and show the other 3 parts of the series though, just in case someone missed it last week. This is part 1. This is Sledding Day. It's on 28 count Lugana. It's white and it's 2/2. These are stitched with, there's DMC, there's Classic Colorworks, and I think there's a Gentle Art thread in there as well. But really cute. Part 2 is Country Pond and Snowman. I remembered. Here we go. Country Pond and Snowman. Part 3 is Ice Skating for 2. And part 4 is Snowman Trio. They're going to be so cute. I will make sure I put lots of photos of the 4-piece on my wall when we're finished on my Instagram and Facebook. Okay, so that is my finishes for this week. And I have an old doggy that wants out. Would you like to go outside? Okay. All right. I was gonna try to get him in the video, but I don't think he'll be interested in that. Real quick, I'll be right back. There you go. Be a good boy. Sorry about that. That's easier than me pausing the video and having to put 2 together. Okay, finishes. Let's go on to whips. What I have coming up soon. I have 2 Valentine pieces coming up soon. I've started them both in the last week, and I'll have to tell you, I was designing some Valentine pieces and I couldn't decide which one I liked. So I'm doing them both. And what I decided to do is one of them is going to be on 40 count with overdyed cottons on linen, and the other one is on 27 count Linda fabric, even weave, 2/2. Here's my whip on the first one, and it's really cute so far. Okay, and then the second one, this is the one that's on 27 count. This is all DMC, and 27 count Linda in Vintage Country Mocha colorway. And then the other one I have designed for Valentine's Day is called Sweet Reverie on 40 count Vintage Country Mocha linen with classic colorworks and DMC 1/1. So sweet. Yes, I love birds. You already know that. Got my bird jewelry on today too. Blue jay necklace, blue jay earrings. Love them. Okay, moving on. Okay, finishes, whips. Okay, so my next section is going to be called From the Vault. I'm going to show a few of older pieces, and first I'm going to start with my patterns that I designed and stitched last fall. Here is So Sweet Santa and So Sweet Mrs. Claus. These have been my best sellers in my shop since they were released. I don't have anything else that has sold as well as these. They are quick, they are little, they're very fun, and not to mention adorable. She's my favorite. I released her first because she's my absolute favorite. And he's cute too. He goes well with her. So I'm also going to, in my show notes, I'm going to put another Flosstube. I'm going to tag or whatever, however you do it on YouTube. There is a stitcher in another country, and I believe it's Italy, but I don't really know for sure. I need to look into that more. But she did a tutorial on finishing these two into pillows. Very nice tutorial, and very beautiful stitching. She used, these are charted with classic colorworks, and I think maybe one DMC, one or two. She used all DMC, and her color conversion was wonderful. She did not stitch the greenery around the sides. She just stitched Santa and Mrs. Claus, and she finished them into pillows, and they are so sweet. I'm going to tag or just put it in the show notes, her YouTube channel and the video where she finishes these into pillows. So I hope you enjoy that. She was very sweet to tag me, and she said, I hope you get more sales. But that was just so sweet for someone to do. My twine doesn't want to cooperate. Of course, these were already put up, and I took them out of the tub so I could show them to you. But anyway, okay. Here's a couple more that I released these back in November. More winterish snowmen and birds, of course. This one is called Starlit Snow Friends. And this one is called Starlit Songbirds. Chickadee and a cardinal. Got a little rusty bell, more twine, rick-rack around the edge. Here's the back. Snowmen. Here's the back. My bells are still jingling on these. Okay, these have also been very, very good sellers because they're adorable. I love them. Yeah, these are on 27 count Linda fabric in the colorway Vintage Country Mocha. I love that fabric, and I love the Vintage Country Mocha in all fabrics. It's just the perfect neutral. Okay, next is another one of mine. This is Santa's Alphabet Hill. There is some glitter on there from Christmas. This one took me quite a while to stitch, off and on. But he got released, I think in November, maybe the end of November. Kind of looks crooked, but I think it's my finishing that's making it look crooked, not the actual piece. Obviously, it's not. The pattern is not crooked. So fun, but there's a lot of stitches in this. This whole hill is stitched white. And I believe these are classic colorworks threads. This beautiful blue is like rain shower, jolly holly, and I can't remember what red I used, but it turned out really well. And I can't remember what the blue is either. But, yep, it's really nice. I like it a lot. Got a lot of compliments on it, and I love it. So that one's in my shop, as well as the So Sweet Mrs. Claus and Santa, and the other two, the birds and the snowman. These are all in my Etsy shop. Okay, one more of my releases that I did last fall. This was actually my very first pattern that I released when I came back to designing. No, second. The first one was like a floral display. And then this one is, what was it called? I don't even remember the name of it now. That is like the hardest thing for me. But it says Happy Halloween. It's just a little primitive owl. And I had someone send me an email and told me it looked like Prairie Schooler. And I was like, oh my goodness. Do not tell me I look like Prairie Schooler. I'll lose my mind. That's my favorite designer. But this is Weeks Dye Works fabric, 32 count, Weeks Dye Works. It's like cocoa maybe. Cocoa, I think that's what it is. And then Swamp Water, and well, I don't remember the orange, but that Swamp Water has some really nice variegation in it. It just really made the whole piece. Oh gosh, what's the orange? Pumpkin something maybe? But it's Weeks Dye Works. You could go back in my Instagram and find it if you really wanted to know. But this is available in my Etsy shop. This has also been a bestseller. And I love it. It has a companion piece that I haven't stitched yet. I've designed and I haven't stitched because I was so excited and wanted to move on to the next one. A lot of my frames, you will see this on them. Goodwill, $2.99. I'm all about trying to use thrifted pieces when I can, because why not? There's enough stuff in our landfills. Anyway, that's gonna bother me not telling you what this is called, so you can look it up. Hold on. I don't know why I cannot remember it. I have to just pull up my Etsy shop and just look at my listings to remember. And here it is. It's called Pumpkin Perch. That's it. Pumpkin Perch. Pumpkin Perch. He's perched on a pumpkin. Okay. So now I want to show you a couple finishes from before I came back to designing. And I only have about 200 of these to show you. So we're going to do a few each week. I brought 3 upstairs because two of them are not in season, so I'm not displaying them right now, and one still needs framed. I'll show that one first. Like I said last video, Little House Needleworks is one of my favorite designers. Here is their Sheep Virtues, all 12 months, on 40 count vintage country mocha. Gosh, I don't know how well you can see it. Hope, love, and peace. Courage, faith, and simplicity. Is that right? Yep. Patience, wisdom, and friendship. And kindness, gratitude, and joyfulness. I love this, and I need to get it framed. This is one of my favorite stitches ever. And I don't know why it's not framed yet. Because I'm lazy. And I usually, when I'm done with something, I just go on to the next project, and a lot of these just languish in my craft room. And I don't know why. That's just how I've been my whole stitching life. Hopefully, not forever. I like to have things finished too. I just don't like finishing them. Okay, here's another one. For several years, I went through a phase where all I did was stitch 1/1 on really tiny fabric, like 25 and 28 count. I believe this is 28 count. It feels like Monaco, but it's Lizzie Kate's Halloween Rule stitched 1/1. And this is also a Goodwill frame. The sticker on the back says $2.99. I took it was green and I painted it. And then I took some sandpaper and just ran it across the edges to make it look a little aged. And I love it. I love that it's 1/1. So tiny and cute. And I have one more up here to show you. This is also from my 1/1 phase. And this is one of my favorite finishes ever. It's Prairie Schooler. And look how tiny this is. Prairie Schooler. It's in a fall booklet. I know a lot of you have probably already seen it. There's a Christmas one and a spring one, I believe, which at the time I planned to do all 3 of them and display them all like together. But I had this one professionally framed, which I have only done that a handful of times just because, you know, it can get expensive. The kids are out of the house now, so I'll probably be getting more things framed now. There's more disposable income. But love this one. And it's 1/1 on it's a 28 count white or ivory. I can't remember. I actually think I got that piece of fabric at Hobby Lobby. So it's like something that Hobby Lobby would carry, like a Lugana. But so cute. Okay. That's all of my previous finishes. That's my pieces from the vault. And we can move on. Okay, so what's coming next? The 2 Valentine stitches I will be working on next. I am still working on the big border for my monthly moments. There'll be 1 a month. You can stitch them all on one piece or separately. And I'm still working on the border for that. There it is. I've already lost it in my pile. But still working on the border for that. I've started charting my next patriotic release for February. Look for that the 1st of February. They're not going to be too big. They're on the smaller side. Just like this one. I still have this one sitting here from last week. I'll show it again. This is the only chart in my Etsy shop that is available in paper. My plans for this weekend is to get a couple more paper patterns added because I have sold several of these, the paper copies so far. So I do know there are people that are interested. Let me know. I think my question for this week, okay, let's just go ahead and segue into that. I'm going to do a giveaway this week, and it's going to be for 2 copies of each one of these. 2 Januaries and 2 Februaries. My question for you to answer, to be entered in the giveaway, I want to know what patterns in my Etsy shop would you like, or do you think would be a good idea to turn into paper patterns first? What do you think would be your preference? Like if you were someone who would buy paper patterns, what would you buy first? So maybe these, maybe these. That's kind of what I was thinking. But that's my question for you. Which ones in my shop do you think would be best to go paper? Winter in the Country series. You hear my dog whining? One of the other dogs wants in, but he's going to wait because he's a handful. He'll be all over me. Okay, so 2 copies. The keyword, let's see. Let's just say the word pattern. I'll go through all the comments. I'm just starting. I'm not getting like a million comments, so I'll have time to go through all of them. Tell me which pattern you think would be a good idea to do paper. Would you like these in paper? Or do you think it would be a good idea to do these in paper? They're all going to be paper eventually, but I can only do so many at a time. So what do you think? Okay, that's my question to enter my giveaway. 2 copies of each of these, January and February. And I didn't have any questions. All I had was a lot of lovely comments. So don't have any questions to answer this week. And I think we're about finished. So now I'm going to announce who is the giveaway for the 5 copies of this, and they are going to be PDF. So I need email addresses from the following people. My email address is monicastitchingstudio@gmail.com. So you can either send me an email there and tell me that you want, or you can comment on this video. Just let me know what your email address is somehow, and so I can send this to you. And you can get color version or black and white. I have both of those for all of my patterns. The first winner is Karen Holler, 6561. Number 2 is Leslie Russell, 2834. Number 3, Denise Jones, 2666. The 4th winner is Willa, 49. It's WILLIA, 49. And then the 5th winner is Kathy Tansey, 2486. Okay, let me know your email address and I'll get it sent right over. Hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for coming back for Flosstube number 2. I feel like I was a little more confident this time. Of course, my hair looks better because I got it cut, which always makes a girl feel better. I need to try to smile more too. I couldn't believe that I didn't hardly smile at all in my first video, but I was just in a mode. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I am going to be doing lots of cleaning. My house is a wreck right now. I didn't feel good, and then all week I've been doing stuff with my cross-stitch business and stitching and designing, and just haven't taken the time to clean my house. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to put on my sweatpants and get cleaning as soon as this video's done while it's uploading. My husband and I might be going out to eat this weekend. I'm not sure where. We talked about it. We never did do a dinner just for us for Christmas, which is something I like to do. I suggested to him, and then we never did it. So we may be going out to have a nice dinner this weekend, just us. That's really the only thing I have planned besides stitching. But be watching the IU game tonight. Is it the Peach Bowl? I think that's what it's called. Since we are Hoosiers, and my husband's actually a Purdue fan, but he'll watch it. He loves football. Have a great weekend, and thanks for coming back, and enter the giveaway. And all I have to say is thank you. You guys have a great weekend. Happy stitching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.